Hello, welcome to the 15th episode of the Wish You Were Beer podcast.
That's crazy.
This is Mike, and that's Martin, and we're just two weird guys who like weird beer. Today we have with us a create your own 6-pack and a little snack. So I picked up the beer.
Picked up the snack.
Yeah. So I think we should just dive right into it. What do you think?
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Well, this fell.
Cool.
I'm trying to find, all right. Yeah. We'll start good.
Okay.
Here you are, sir.
Passion fruit wheat. Ale made with passion fruit by Pastor Brewing Company.
Yeah.
What we got here? Passion fruit wheat is a classic American style wheat beer made with fresh squeezed passion fruit from somewhere in Vietnam. Can't pronounce it. We have sourced the finest passion fruit from Vietnamese farmers, and infused it at the peak of freshness. What's it called? Pasture Street Brewing Company uses only 100% fresh fruit, no extracts or flavorings.
Cool.
4% alcohol, so we're starting low.
Right. Yeah. So my whole thing is that like every wheat beer that's fruity is always good. I think because the fruit pairs well with the wheat beer.
Yeah. Not sure we've had a bad one.
Yeah.
We're back to our regular.
Yeah. I still have the glass
Mugs.
over here, but
So I won't mess this up as much.
oh yeah, that's good. That's a nice color.
Yeah. There you go.
It's got like a greenish hint to it.
Smells yummy.
Alrighty.
I'm smelling
Number
honey.
one. Ooh, that smells nice.
Ooh, and that tastes nice.
It's always light. Like
Mhm.
it's always a light.
That's a soda.
Yeah.
This is not beer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The
I'm tasting the passion fruit right on the front,
Mhm.
but then the aftertaste is sort of like Crystal Light. Have you
Yeah.
ever had Crystal Light?
Yeah.
I'm getting like a really sweet, sugary, creamy Crystal
Really?
Light sort of thing.
I think the wheat beer has like a very specific taste to me, and I always think that balances well with whatever fruit.
Yeah.
Because we've had like a ton of wheat beers.
Yep.
That like
Oh,
fruity wheat beers. And there's probably a reason why there's only.
Mm-hmm. I really can't even taste beer.
That's very good. I'm a big fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, starting it off strong.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
All right. Well, we'll dive right into the topic here. We're gonna start with your
It's gonna
topic.
be mine.
Yeah.
One second.
All right. Oh.
Sorry. So, my cough is pretty much gone, by the way. That was just an incidental.
Yeah. No.
So, there is a rumored Nintendo Direct coming. Which
Nintendo
actually,
Direct.
it might not be rumored anymore. It might be confirmed. Yeah, do you know what a Nintendo... Oh. It is their press conference sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Their video thing where they announce stuff. And
Ooh. Hopefully, we hear something about a Pokemon game.
well,
On the
you read
Switch.
my mind.
Yeah.
We're getting closer and closer to probably seeing more details for the Switch Pokemon game. And Mike, I wanted to ask you, what would you like to see in a Switch Pokemon game?
Ooh. I don't know really.
Okay, I don't know either.
My
I thought of the
hope.
topic like 5 minutes ago.
So I really liked Sun and Moon. We've been over this a little bit.
Yeah, and I did.
But the big problem I had with Sun and Moon was that there was always something there telling you what you needed to do.
Mhm.
There was no like sort of adventurous.
Yeah, no
like-
figuring anything out for yourself.
Right.
Told you exactly where to go next.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I didn't like about it.
Which is like the beautiful thing about the first two generations, really. The first three generations, really,
Yeah.
if you look at it. Because I don't think it started. I mean, like even a little bit into Gen 4 with Diamond, Pearl, Platinum.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whole lot of telling you where to go.
Right. Yeah, it was sort of like walk around this town until someone gives you a hint on what to do next.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you just had to talk to everybody until someone told you
Yeah.
what to do. But now it's like someone's waiting for you to tell you exactly what to do, and
Right.
like, they even walk you there.
Yeah. That was one big problem I had with those games. So my hope is that with a new game like this, we're gonna have something a little more, I guess like a RPG type. I mean,
Yeah.
Pokemon is an RPG, but more of like the side quests and main quests type thing where you
Yeah.
get a main quest and it's like go do this, and then like you can go do that, but then there's also these other people that are like, hey, can you help me with this, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool.
It would be amazing, I think, where they just kind of leave you to
Yeah.
your own devices.
Yep.
There's a main story that you can do, but they just kind of let you go.
Yeah.
And I feel like something along those lines would be better for a game like Pokemon because one of the tedious parts about that kind of a game is leveling up your Pokemon, which
Yeah.
when you look at Gen 1 through 4 or 5, I think it is, where leveling up your dudes was almost entirely what you did.
Right.
Whereas like in the last couple of generations, what are we on? 7? Is
I got
Sun and Moon Gen 7?
I have to count them. So red,
Gold,
gold, ruby, diamond, pearl.
Black and White.
Yep, black and white 2.
That I don't know if I would count. Black and White 2 is more
They
of...
count it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Or wait, no.
No, because
You're
it's
right.
it's like the
Yeah.
second type of game
Yeah,
of
I don't know what I was thinking.
that was like a year where they didn't come out with a remake.
Yeah.
So they came out with
Right.
Black and White 2. Same with same same with this year.
Yeah. And then X and Y and
Yeah, Gen 7. Wow. So yeah, the X and Y starting a little bit back into Black and White, sort of, and then really on X and Y and Sun and Moon, leveling up your Pokemon was easy peasy.
yeah.
Like, you left Experience Share on and it gave it to all your guys. Like,
so easy.
yeah. So
But that's
I-
also good because it
did take a lot of like the grinding
Yeah,
aspect.
it's like
out
the
of it.
best and the worst part about
But
it.
they should take that out, but give you other ways to sort of like the side quest type stuff,
Yeah,
where it's like you
that'd be
complete,
awesome.
you can go do this, where that's going to set you a little ahead, or you can try doing the main quest with whatever levels you got, and yeah,
I'd definitely like to see. So here's the interesting thing. I read somewhere, maybe an interview somewhere, that it said like the creator of Pokemon has been heavily, what's the word? Inspired by like how Breath of the Wild has changed Zelda. And that like really makes me want an open world one. Not
Yeah.
that the games aren't open world, but like an actual 3D
Yeah.
third person
yeah,
open world. And maybe there's still like tall grass. Like you don't, the Pokemon don't have to be like out in the open walking around. Maybe there could still be tall grass in this 3D open world that when you walk in, there's still random encounters.
yeah.
That would be cool. I don't know how they would do it if you could like see the Pokemon really far away.
Yeah,
and
I don't
then
know
you go
about
up to it
that.
to try
I
to
feel
catch it.
like
I still like random encounters.
I do too, and I think that I feel like that's really the only way
Yeah,
that they're going to
But
be
I
able to
really
do it.
want them to get away from like the overworld view.
Yeah,
And,
the overhead.
I'm
Yeah.
really tired of that.
I definitely like the idea of more of a 3D
yeah.
come behind your character type. They do that a little bit in these newer ones where it's like
Yeah.
sort
it's-
of in that big city in X and Y
Yeah.
where it's sort of
Right.
like a behind the view. You're not directly above your character. It's more of a behind.
But it's still that sort of screen
Yeah.
thing where you go from one screen to the next, where I wish it was just completely open, run around.
Yeah.
And like the power of the Switch can do that. We saw that with Zelda.
Definitely,
now.
definitely. If it was more of like a Zelda game that is Pokemon, I mean,
Yeah. Like I want big cities with NPCs that like have an exclamation point over their head.
yeah, and you
that give
walk
you a
up to them
quest,
and yeah,
it might be like catch me this Pokemon,
that
or
would be
get me
kind of
this
cool.
item, or get this Pokemon to like level 5. For
Yeah,
me.
I
don't
need this
Patch
specific
this area.
item. Can you go to this area, which is where you can find this item, and get me
Yeah.
one?
Or maybe even there's a group of Zigzagoon terrorizing this place. Like, can you go wipe them out?
Yeah.
Or something.
Or like a farmland
Maybe
or
like
something.
nicer than
like
that.
drive them away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drive them away. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I meant to say. Not destroy
Wipe them out. Take them down.
Yeah. Like, and so I would really love.
I would too.
Like, part of me doesn't want something new, or like doesn't need something new, because like I love the Pokemon formula.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
They need to do something different with the same thing.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I didn't like X and Y and Sun and Moon because they just really held your hand.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if it was the same Pokemon formula from like the first 3 gens, I'd be all for it. I would play every single one. But now they're getting too easy, too much tutorial, and
Yeah.
that I
Definitely.
don't like. So I'd like them to do something different.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back with beer number 2 and the rest of your topic.
All right. Welcome back. We're going to get into beer number 2 and finish my topic. Mike, what do we have next?
All right. Hang on. Hold up. I just want to make sure I'm not going to grab like.
Sure.
Oh God.
Oh God, what?
I got a lot of.
I thought you were going to be like, I only got 2 beers.
Oh no.
Oh, is this the one we've had before?
No.
I think we've had this.
Are you sure? Pig City Porter.
We've
had Kurtz Farms.
Okay. The can looks really familiar.
All right. So this is
must be what it is.
Kurtz Farms Brewing and Cider Company, Pig City Porter, a complex.
We had a cider from them.
Yeah,
Okay.
easy drinking porter.
Their cans all look the same.
Flavors of chocolate, coffee, caramel make this roasted porter flavorful and complex, yet still easy to drink. 5.6%. So
Okay.
it's gonna. Oh. Okay. Oh.
Ooh, that's dark. I can already tell it's dark. Wow.
So my hope is, since it says it's easy to drink, my hope is that's not going to be too carbonated, because I feel like a lot of porters are kind of carbonated. Oh.
Oh. I got a little overzealous with that one.
All
Ooh,
right.
it smells amazing. I can
They're
already
from
smell it.
Cazenovia, by the way, New York, which is very close to us.
That smells amazing.
It does smell very good. Nice and smooth.
Oh my god, that's like
Kind of coffee.
ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. This is how smooth this beer is.
It's very smooth.
Carbonation does that to me sometimes.
Well, I feel like I don't drink beer fast, but I feel like now I have got to do something like that.
Oh, you don't.
I can't do it fast.
That's fine. This is really smooth.
It is
though.
really smooth.
Yeah, like
Very
like a
easy to
Guinness
drink.
or like left hand milk stout.
Yeah.
like
Very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
easy to drink.
yeah, that's awesome.
Very good. Tasty. You get chocolate. You get sort of like a little bit of a coffee in it.
Yeah, let me read this description. Chocolate, coffee, and caramel.
I'm
Yeah,
not getting a lot of
I-
caramel.
I think I'm gonna be really burpy now.
Mm-hmm.
The chocolate and coffee are
Definitely
most
prominent.
of it.
There is a little bit of sweetness in there that I could say is because caramel's really just sugar.
Yeah, Right.
Um,
sugar and molasses.
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah,
Oh, it's very good. It's
Yeah.
very good.
that's awesome. 2 for 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We were saying last week was kind of meh,
It was bland.
but I didn't have a whole lot of selection
Yeah.
to choose from. But this week, 2 for 2.
I
I'm
had
very
a
happy.
lot of selection to choose from.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about all the beers in there.
Yeah.
Couple there's 2 sours in there, I think. So
Okay.
we're gonna have to split those up a little bit. I wanted to
Sure.
split the fruity up though.
Okay.
Which is why I grabbed the
Yeah,
porter.
smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, so I thought usually like I ask a different question in my second parter
Yeah.
for my topic, but I don't know. I kind of thought we could probably keep talking about this.
Yeah.
So like I was thinking in Pokemon games there's already like cities, but they're not like cities.
Mm-hmm.
There's just like 1 or 2 or well, more like 4 or 5.
There's a
like,
bunch of
other
buildings.
people buildings that like some of them you can't even go into,
Right.
and stuff like that. I'd want like an actual hub
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
or a hub city,
Like
where,
literally
things are going
thinking
on.
about like an RPG.
Yeah.
Or like sort of like if you think about it into the mindset of an MMO RPG, even then,
Right.
where it's like you've got this one main city that you constantly return to, and but then if you branch out into the world that's massive around it, it's like
Right.
yeah.
And you like walk up to it, and it's
Or if you think about like
massive,
if you think about like the Zelda sort of thing, where it's like it's split up into a bunch of different sections, and each
Yeah.
section has like a main
a hub
part.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be awesome. How do you feel about multiplayer in Pokemon? Do you think like trading, battling, and trading and battling, do you think that's all there needs to be, or do you think there should be sort of a
I've always wished that there was like a co-op where like you could go through the story
Yeah.
with a buddy.
co-op? I would love.
Yeah,
Do you think it needs to go further than that, like MMO?
I don't think so. I don't think I definitely
Me
don't think
neither.
it should go MMO.
Yeah.
I definitely don't. But I,
I think
like
it
the
would have
idea
to
of
be a
having like a co-op.
I think they'd have to build the game up to be an MMO. I don't think you could take the
Right.
Pokemon formula now and make it an MMO.
Yeah, you'd have to literally build it from the ground up as an MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, where they can take the formula. I definitely think that co-op would be a lot of fun. Just having you and your buddy running around the world together, going and doing. You
that
can
would be
take
cool.
side quests and go do the different side quests at
Yeah.
the same time, and then come back and yeah.
What or like the battle things, like the end game battle things,
Yeah.
where you just that would be fun too.
Yeah.
Because you can do double battles now, but that's like only against other people. So you can do like quadruple battles with 2 people on a team,
Yeah.
but like that's still against other people. I'd like more PvE stuff.
Well, there is like a battle tower for like 2 people against.
it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's been around since Black and White 2.
Really?
With
like 2 people can go at
yeah.
the battle tower together?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
You know, I don't know if you played Black
I
and
never
White
did.
2.
Well, I did, but
In Black
I
and
never
White
do
2
a lot
at
of
the
multiplayer
end,
stuff.
they had like those battle towers where like the in Black I think it was like the battle tree.
Okay.
In White it was something else, the battle tower or the battle, because it was like a big city or something. But Eric and I did it all the time where we would go 2 players through the tower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never did multiplayer stuff much. What kind of main story would you like to see? Would you like the regular this is a group of bad guys, you got to take them down, and they're trying to use the legendary Pokemon to do something bad?
As much as I like that, I kind of hope that they branch away from it.
Yeah. I'd like more freedom.
Yeah.
Because in the current formula, that story governs everything you do. And where like I'd like it to be there's like a main story thread, but like if you spend days and days and days doing side quests, like that makes sense too.
Yeah. If even then, if you think back to like literally Gen 1 and Gen 2, your goal as a character is to catch all the Pokemon and beat all the badges and go and beat the Elite Four. But like Team Rocket just kind of shows
gets hijacked.
up.
The story gets hijacked.
Yeah.
By them, and then that's how every game goes.
Yeah. And I think that they almost turned it into you expect it like right at the beginning. That even goes back to like Gen 3.
Yeah.
Where like right at the beginning it's like Team Aqua and Magma are there.
Yeah, right.
Whereas in Gen 1 at least you get through a couple badges before Team Rocket becomes an issue.
Yeah,
like you go through
that's
that
true.
one cave where it's like, okay, here's Team Rocket. But then like there's a huge lull after that.
Well, you go through Brock, you go through Misty, you go through Lieutenant
Well, when you get
Surge.
when you get the fossils, I believe that's right before
you're right.
before Misty. But even that is like you get a glimpse of them really.
Yeah.
And then there is a massive wait time between then, right? Well,
Was it on the ship?
I think it's on the ship that you next see him.
SSN.
There's that one guy at the end of the bridge that's like Team Rocket, but like he's not. I wouldn't say that he's like some big Team Rocket battle.
Right.
He's just some random guy. But like you don't encounter multiple Team Rocket people until like
I
way
almost
later.
like don't want a bad guy.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I want
sentiment.
there to be a thing driving you, almost like the way. I just don't. I don't know how to say this, but like in Breath of the Wild, you are Link and you are basically alone, and you have to figure out how to go against Ganon. But Ganon is also just like this kind of mysterious world-ending thing. Where in Pokemon, it's like
Your goal is to get strong enough to beat Ganon.
yeah,
Not like because you can go and fight Ganon right at the beginning. You can just pick up and go there and
Right.
attempt to beat him. But if you did all 4 of the things, it made him a lot easier.
right. Something about going up against like an organization of other humans is getting boring.
You don't really have like a rival anymore.
Yeah.
Which like
Mhm.
yeah, that's something that they lost, I think.
Yep.
Where if you go back to the Gen 1 mindset of this is your rival, the Elite 4 is when you beat the Elite 4, you're the champion. And you have to fight the champion of the Elite 4 at the end. So your rival makes it there before you and beats whoever was the previous champion.
Yep.
And you have to go and fight your rival. And like I kind of wish that they did go back to like that single
Me too.
here's your rival. This is the person that you want to beat. And even then it's like they should turn it into somebody that you don't like too, like somebody you haven't been friends with forever, somebody you haven't been around. Like literally Gen 2 with the red-haired kid, you don't know who that guy is. Like you literally have no idea who he is.
Now like your rival is like your best friend from childhood, and it's
Yeah.
not really a rivalry. You're just trying to support each other.
In
It's
X
like,
and Y,
oh,
you
come
move to
on.
the new town, and then you have those 3 friends
Yeah.
that like just become your friends. But
Right.
and then it's
And
not.
you're like pushing each other to be better. There's not like an actual rivalry.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like yeah, all right. And then
It's
even
lost
then, your
all
rival at the end is like, yeah, this isn't my goal anymore.
It's
like,
lost all sense of like urgency and like
if they have a bad guy type thing, I want the ability to be able to fail against them,
yeah, that'd be cool.
and something different happens,
That would be really neat.
and things get like harder or something like that. Like I feel like that would be really cool.
Yeah.
If they have like a bad guy organization,
would
it's
be
like
new.
they're trying to accomplish this goal, and there's a possibility of
Yeah.
them actually accomplishing that goal. Like actually, I feel
Yeah.
like that would be a cool way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We're gonna do beer number 3 now, and then it is snack accident waiting to happen.
All right. We'll be back. Welcome back. We're going to go on to beer number 3 and our snacksident waiting to happen.
Yep. I forgot what the snack was. Oh. Yeah. Okay, this will be interesting.
All right. So this is the
Ooh,
interesting
that
one.
looks fruity.
It's Collective Arts.
Okay. I like them.
It's Collective Arts goes basil and cranberry.
Basil?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ale brewed with basil and cranberry,
Basil and
4.7%.
cranberry.
So yeah, there's no description. It's Collective Arts. The can is beautiful. It's got like a
Parrot. Or,
that's like a
no.
vulture though.
Okay.
It's got like a
It's
vulture,
like a vulture
face, but
with
it's got
parrot
like parrot
colors.
and yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know. It's weird. There's no name to the beer. It's just called Goes.
Okay. Ooh, it's pink?
Oh, did I intro and beer?
Oh, yeah, that's what.
Sorry.
It's pink. Probably because of the cranberry.
Oops. Oh. Spilled a little bit.
It's okay. Not as bad as last week. Last week was rough.
Still trying to find the perfect split.
Mm-hmm.
And my handy hoodie to wipe up whatever mess we make.
There's the vulture there.
Yeah.
Let's see, Goes.
All right.
Number 3. Ooh, it's carbonated.
Smells like.
What do you think? It smells like plants. Like it's got an earthy smell to me.
Yeah, it does have like a very yeah.
It's pretty sour.
It's very sour on the front, and then
Yeah.
you lose
And
it
then you're like,
immediately.
oh, okay, it's not that sour.
Yeah.
But right when it hits your tongue, it's really sour.
The taste is very interesting.
Very sweet, very tart. Actually, not very sweet.
I was about to say, I
More
wouldn't
tart.
even, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Because
just
the
used to saying
cranberries are
very
very
sweet.
tart.
Mm-hmm.
Basil, like,
I don't taste any basil. I don't even know what I'm looking for with basil.
I'm getting a slight amount of basil in the front.
Okay. The more I drink it, the more tart it gets.
Yeah.
Like it's
It is
building up
very
on my
tart.
tongue, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
But it's good.
I like it. I like it. It's
Me
good.
too.
I'm thinking about how this is going to pair with our snacks, isn't it?
Oh, not good. Probably not good.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. Well,
This tastes like just a cranberry.
yeah. I'm getting
raspberry.
like a very slight basil, extremely slight basil.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I don't know the taste of basil.
I grew fresh basil here
That's right,
a
you
while
did.
ago, and so I'm very familiar
Okay.
with like the smell of it.
I've never had just straight basil. So,
It's more of a smell that you have to look for.
oh, okay.
And the smell kind of contributes to the taste.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right. Today's Snacksident waiting to happen is brought to us by Lay's Stacks.
Yeah.
It is bacon and cheddar potato skins, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah, I am
Bring
too.
it back here. Yeah, whatever. Well,
I know that the potato skin part of it isn't going to add much to the potato chip. But I'm feeling like we're gonna get some bacon, we're gonna get some cheddar, we're gonna get some chives, we're gonna get a little sour cream. I think is what the.
oh my god,
Does it smell good?
smells 100% accurate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for is bacon, cheddar, sour cream, a little bit of chives, green onion type taste. I got sour cream.
Yep,
got
me
cheddar.
too. Getting the
bacon.
bacon,
Yep.
getting the cheddar, getting the sour cream.
Those are good.
So you know what I get from this more than potato skins is loaded fries from Tully's,
Ooh,
which
yeah.
is like the same thing.
Yeah.
It's French fries with cheese and bacon and sour cream. So like, it's pretty much same thing, but that's what my brain goes to.
Yeah. Those are good. Very good. I'm almost like right on the front. It tastes just like the Lay's cheddar and sour cream chips, and then like you get like a bacon towards the end.
Yep.
Oh, they're very good. I'm a big fan.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if we're ever gonna get a chip that,
It's bad. I
or
don't think
not bad, but like doesn't taste what it's supposed to taste like. Because I think they've got it figured out now.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, they've definitely got it figured out. I got a lot of cranberry on that after the chip. It almost tasted like a sweeter cranberry juice right after the chip. Which I'm very familiar with cranberry juice. I don't know if I've ever told you about that, but there was a time where like my stomach was like doing awful things to me for a while.
Oh, I have a lot of sediment at the bottom of mine.
Oh, do you?
Mhm.
Probably because you're
Like
at the
what?
end. Oh yeah. Yeah, my stomach was just like doing bad things. So I would try doing cranberry juice for a little while. And it actually helped a lot, but I was not good at drinking just straight cranberry juice. So I got like, went to Wegmans and got like cranberry peach juice and cranberry apple juice. Ooh. Very good. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, me too. I feel like some of these are accurate, but I don't know if I could eat a whole lot of them. Like
Yeah.
barbecue steak or something. Like I feel like I could only eat as much of those as like a steak would fill me.
Mhm.
I don't know. But these I could just pop in my mouth.
Oh yeah,
Some of the tastes are too much to too many.
yeah. I am. I'm probably gonna have to get something like this tomorrow or something. Did you get more cranberry when you had it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
This is actually when we first started, it was sour but not very sour, but now with every sip I taste, with every sip I taste, like it gets more and more sour. And
Really?
yeah,
It's been getting less sour for me.
really?
Yeah.
No, it's like more. Yeah.
This actually got less sour to me. It actually got more sweet almost. Basil's kind of a sweet plant though.
Okay.
Oh. So we have something to talk about because we still have a little bit of time. For our fantasy segment, we're going to talk about the plans for our D&D game. I kind of scrapped the Game of Thrones idea because it was going to be a lot more work than it was worth, really. So I decided to settle with sort of a pre-made world. You can find it online. It's totally free. You just Google it. You can find it, and it's going to be great. So that's just a heads up. When I bring it up next segment, you can find it however you wish. You can look along and learn about it. And yeah, it's a cool place. It's a really cool place. I'm really excited to talk about it.
Okay.
I might have to pull it up on my phone just to make sure I get the specific details right. But yeah, it'll be good. Ooh. I wonder if like the green is almost supposed to be like a chive on the chip.
Yeah, it's very possible.
The chip itself looks like a little loaded potato skin. There's like dark bits for bacon. There's
You know
light
what
green.
You know what it tastes like? Have you ever had those TGI Fridays potato skins?
No, I
The
haven't.
snacks? Oh, they taste exactly the same.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these are good. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this segment. And we'll be back at you with the fantasy topic and our beer number 4.
Welcome back. We're going to get into beer number 4, and Mike's going to talk about our D&D campaign.
Yeah. All right. I feel like this will be a nice...
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, I like that can.
Ooh, it's a nice can.
This is by Graft. Where Secrets Lie. This is a Goza cider.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've had one of those yet.
No.
Fruity and floral, 6.9%. Ingredients are New York apples. Sorry.
Ooh.
Hibiscus, rose petals, lavender, pink sea salt. So besides the apples and sea salt, 3/5 of this beer are flowers. It is dry and sour.
Huh.
Graft is in Newburgh, New York.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah.
And we all know that New York ciders are the best. New York apples are the best apples. Ooh, it's like pink.
Look at that color.
That is like,
That is
wow.
awesome. Have we ever had anything this pink?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
The last beer was more of like a fluorescent type.
Yeah.
This is like... This
Well,
is like
this is like a rosé
floral
wine.
pink. Yeah. We did have that one rosé cider.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did we like it? I can't remember.
We did. Well, I liked it a lot. I can't remember what you
Oh,
said
I'm sure.
about it.
I'm sure I did too.
Alrighty.
All right.
Goza
Number
cider.
4.
Ooh, it smells like a... That's like not sour at all.
No, it's really not.
That's
Like I thought it was at first, and then I realized it was the carbonation.
yeah, that's like appley sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, this is
I
like,
actually don't mind it.
this is like apple cider with
Yeah.
a couple more things in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not like a alcohol at all.
It's like lighter though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I like it because it's got a different taste from most like hard ciders.
Gotta say that smell is like walking through a garden or something.
Yeah, it is.
It's not even like a cider or appley at all. It's
No.
just all the flowers. That smells lovely. I like the smell of that.
Mm. That's good.
Yeah, so imagine like an apple cider with some other things in it that, like, dominantly it tastes like an apple cider, but there are some other things in it that you might not really pick out, but you know it just makes it different.
Ooh, I just got a very flowery taste. That one big sip that I just took was very
Right,
flowery.
I'll take a big sip.
Like right at the tail end of it. Yeah,
Yeah. Once the apple cider taste goes away.
it's very flowery. It's
like
like,
a
it's
flower.
almost like a flower. Wow, that is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So I've had like flower power from Ithaca Brewing Company and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
That is like a lavender sort of beer.
Yeah.
I like this a lot. I didn't think I was going to like it because the flowery kind of stuff I've had before I didn't like.
Right.
This is good.
Yeah. I think it's great. I like it a lot.
Me too. I love that color too.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awesome
Hold
color.
it
Let's
up.
try to put it
Yeah.
up towards the light.
I'll hold it towards my face. That way it's more in focus.
Yeah.
That's
It's a cool
nice.
color.
I like it a lot.
Me too. Same color as the can, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very nice.
It's neat.
I think that I like this a lot. I would buy this again.
Okay. I don't know if I would buy it again.
I wouldn't buy a whole 6-pack, but if I
Okay.
went and mixed,
Yeah, gotcha.
if I went
All
and
right.
mixed something, I would definitely put that in there.
Yeah. All right. Same.
I would
I thought you
definitely,
meant
I would definitely drink it again.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably like have my mom try this. I bet
Yeah.
she'd like it.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, we got 10 minutes to talk about our new D&D campaign.
Okay.
Nice.
So, the world that I'm putting you guys in is called Horizon, like Horizon, but without the H.
Okay. Horizon.
Yep.
Zero Dawn. No.
So there are these islands that float in the
Okay.
world. So there's a bunch of different continents.
Like in water?
No, in the air.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there's like
Bioshock
floating
Infinite.
cities.
Okay. Very
And so the whole thing behind it is that these floating cities are very civilized. They have law and everything else like that. And the ground below the cities is very wild and
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
sort of run
Interesting.
by the same kind of laws and everything like that. And the cities that are still on the ground are generally walled. They've got walls around them and
Okay.
everything like that. Because yeah, sort of like I think the best way to describe it is wild. Is
Yeah.
that the world underneath is very wild.
Wild and civilized,
Yeah.
like barbaric. Are there
And,
people
and, the,
down
and
there?
the civilized parts are walled up.
Okay.
There could be.
So there
people
are
down
cities like down there on the ground?
Yeah, there are a couple. But again, generally when you see a city on the ground, they're walled up and very protected.
Okay.
But these floating cities are floating from magic, and the magic is imbued in the soil. Anything that grows on the on the ground in the floating cities takes on that same kind of magic. So they make these sort of airships that go from floating city to floating city on these floating ships, because the trees that grow off of the floating islands are called float trees and like float wood. So when
Okay.
you chop the tree down,
It floats.
the tree floats.
That's
the
very
wood floats. So their
Okay.
ships are like wooden ships.
Yeah, but
that
they float because they're made out of that wood.
they're made out of the magic imbued wood.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
I thought
I
that
like
was
that a
very
lot.
interesting.
It's yeah.
So there's like 5 continents on the place, and each one of them has tons of floating islands, tons. Like if you were to look on the ground and just look up, like you just see a ton of islands
Okay.
in the sky. And some of them are huge, just massive cities floating in the sky, and others are not. And there's this big history about like, sort of like how the history of our world started, of like all the continents once fit together, like that sort of broke apart.
Okay.
They call it the breaking. So like all the continents are separate, but then they come together, and like you could fit them all together, sort of like
Cool.
puzzle piece.
Yeah.
And they call that like the breaking. And then there was this massive war or something like that made people want to rise the islands. There was like these very powerful wizards and mages and stuff like that did the floating of the. They imbued the soil with the floating powers pretty much. And then again, since that soil is magic, anything that grows on it also is magic. And so, like, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys start on one of the floating islands. Because I would assume that from how big they are, you guys will start.
All right. So do people move in between the ground and the floating islands?
No.
Or okay.
Well, it depends,
like,
I think.
Can they? Is there like business to be had between the two and like trading and stuff like that?
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, because those cities that are on the ground, I'm sure, have some way to get up to the floating island.
Right.
Like, there's definitely a way to get between the two.
Okay.
People generally just stay off the ground because it's dangerous.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And yeah, they sort of made these floating sanctuaries, but the things that you have to look out for are things that fly, like, I don't know, dragons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah, maybe I'll put you guys on an airship battle or something.
Yeah. Start off in battle.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure, but having something like, you know, yeah, maybe that would be fun. Just start you guys off as, I want to have the idea of you guys knowing each other prior.
Okay.
Because I hate introductions. Like I hate.
Yeah,
every campaign I've run, every campaign I've been a part of, we always go through that session one of,
and it's
guys
like
meet
weird
each
for the
other.
players.
It's very awkward,
for the role playing,
and yeah,
you don't know like what to.
It's way easier to role play somebody like something that you're comfortable with when you are comfortable with the person.
Yeah,
like if you were actually meeting that person for the first time, because God. One of the first D&D campaigns that I joined out after Eric's big Pathfinder one that we had, I had never played with anybody but the Dungeon Master.
Okay.
The Dungeon Master was the only person I knew before joining that game. So the introduction there actually kind of made sense, and it was comfortable because it was like I didn't know any of these people actually. Like
right.
But like for a setting like you and Eric, where you guys both know each other pretty well, it's kind of awkward to try to pretend like you don't know each other. Whereas I'll toss you guys into a situation where it's like, yeah, you guys are traveling together. This is it.
Yeah.
I want to start
like
you guys at level 5.
Okay. So then we have like enough skills to make it fun already.
Yeah. You have enough, and I think that's easier to write a backstory for.
Yeah.
Because when you're writing a backstory for a level 1 character, your character is very inexperienced in what they're doing.
Yeah,
so
true.
like if you're playing a fighter, your character has to be inexperienced in fighting, in using swords, and not inexperienced necessarily, but not super experienced. Like you can't have some story where you went and killed a baby dragon or something like that.
Right. And as a player, it's not fun starting at level 1 because you have like no fun skills to use, and you like fights are like kind of boring. It's just like, I'll hit him.
Yeah.
I won't use any skills.
Yeah, I definitely think that'll be better to start at like, and you're gonna fight cooler enemies earlier.
Right.
You're not gonna be fighting a bunch of goblins.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Right.
And if you do fight a bunch of goblins, it's gonna be a bunch of goblins. Like it's not gonna be like 5 goblins in a little room. It's gonna be like 20 goblins are running at you.
That would be awesome.
But that would be cool. I like the idea of having you guys start.
That time flew.
Yeah, I like the idea of having you guys start on an airship traveling, and maybe you get attacked by something.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. So I don't know whenever Eric gets back, maybe we'll chat with him.
Yeah, sure.
I'll text him after this and see if he's coming home anytime. And yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. God, that did fly by. That was quick.
Oh my God, we went from 10 minutes down to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. We'll come back with beer number 5 and Mike's topic.
Yeah. Oh, Welcome back after that quick fail of a intro.
No, they won't know about that.
I know, but it's you'll see about it.
It's in the bloopers at the end.
yeah.
Keep watching past the credits. Our first post credits.
We're gonna go to beer number 5, and then we're gonna continue with my topic, where I'm just gonna talk about the D&D game.
I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, and I would love to hear some of your ideas and your thoughts. All right, I'm gonna hand you this beer.
All right. Hand me the beer. Ooh, 7th tier. Okay. Thick mint. Can I have the bottle?
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
All right. So we've had this before.
We have.
But it's awesome.
It is great.
So we're gonna drink it again.
Yeah, I remember it tasting just like a thin mint because it's chocolate and it's mint. That's pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's a lot easier.
I feel like this is a good replacement for the Ben and Jerry's beer.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like a Girl
It's
Scout
sort of
cookie.
like something they'd make. Oh. We're very sad that Ben and Jerry's didn't make a beer with New Belgium this year.
Yes, we are. We were.
I forgot how dark it is.
We were looking forward to it quite a bit.
Take a little bit more.
All right.
There you go. Should be good. Oh, sorry.
Oh, don't care. Oh yeah, it's thin minty.
By the way, it's called thick mint.
Yes.
Not thin mint.
Yeah, it's the thick mint.
Yep. Ooh, that smells so good. It smells just like a thin mint.
Yeah, it's a dessert beer. It literally says color is very dark brown. Okay. Body is creamy and heavy. Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh.
Ooh, it is so good.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot how alcohol-y it is.
Oh yeah.
But
it's a sipper. Good. It's definitely a sipper.
Oh, Imperial Stout, of course. 10%.
Yeah.
This beer was born on November 13th.
Ooh.
Yeah. 2017.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, what else do you want to tell me about this new campaign?
All right.
How about we talk about what kind of magic there is? Is it like full on D&D magic or?
Yep.
Okay.
It's totally full on D&D magic.
Because with like the Game of Thrones campaign you were making, like there wasn't going to be a whole lot of magic because of the state of the world. And stuff like that.
The idea of the Game of Thrones campaign was that that magic is not widely a thing in the in the Game of Thrones world.
There was at one point. Like, similar to Lord of the Rings, there was, like, a ton of magic in the world thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Now there's not.
Yeah. But in this, it's going to be full-on magic. You guys have no restrictions.
All right. Cool.
I'm going to give you guys access to Volo's guide, which I have a PDF of, and you just let me know. I'm going to give you access to Xanathar's guide, which I have upstairs. You can take a look through it. And any of the Unearthed Arcane stuff, which is all online. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I'll just talk a little bit about this.
Sure.
5th edition, they dumbed down a lot from what it used to be. There's a lot less to it, a lot easier to play, and a lot. I think it's more fun.
From what I played, it seems easier. 5th edition is the only one I've played, but like
I've played Pathfinder.
Less intimidating.
Yeah, it's definitely not intimidating at all, really, because the sheet pretty much makes itself, and then you just follow what's going on. But there's also the choice of like, you can choose what your background is. You can choose like what spells you take. You can choose, and there's a bunch of choices that you can make. And it doesn't matter which character you play. You can play a fighter. You still have 3 trees of choices. You can be an Eldritch Warrior. You can be a champion. You can be I can't remember what the other one is. But
maybe we can use this segment to sort of talk about my character.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
figure some stuff out with that.
Yeah, maybe we can do that next segment when I'm done ranting about this.
Okay,
not ranting.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. No, I don't care. Go on.
But so D&D made everything a lot more simple. But then they also came out with the Unearthed Arcana, which is directly through Wizards. It's on their website. It's all playtest material, pretty much, and they're all pretty much updates. So the Ranger in the D&D Player's Handbook is very underpowered.
Okay.
It was the absolute least played class in all of it. So they did an update to the Ranger. They made it a little better, and they changed it up a little bit. And Now it's better, but that you have to go online and find the PDF for it.
Mm-hmm.
But they also added a couple of classes. There's the Arcanist. There's also
Arcanist.
yeah, Artificer. Right? Yeah, Artificer.
Well, Arcanist.
I said Arcanist from
Yeah.
from Name of the Wind.
Yeah.
There's an Artificer where that's another intelligence-based class because that's intelligence. If you got high intelligence, the only thing you could choose was Wizard.
Yeah.
Wizard's the only thing that really used intelligence. So they made another intelligence class. They also made another class. I can't remember what it's called, but it uses a totally different kind of magic and a totally different kind of stuff. But and there's a whole bunch of updates. There's a whole bunch of extra choices for the classes and everything else like that. So they continuously sort of update it. And they do sort of preface it with, this is all playtest material. None of this is like totally figured out. That we could change it, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually playing an Artificer in one of my buddy's games. And it's a lot of fun. I'm really excited for him. But anyways, so D&D made 5th edition super dumbed down, super easy. And I, like you said, less intimidating to look at because it definitely was very intimidating, I think. Going into, hi, you're good. Like, cause we sort of started around Pathfinder. What? Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Can you wait like 5 minutes? 3 minutes? Maybe 3 minutes. Wait 3 minutes. All right.
I have to move my car. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah, I started in Pathfinder. And Pathfinder is a lot like 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons. Not a lot of people played 4th edition. 3.5 was a lot more popular than the 4th edition. So, like, after 4th edition came out, a lot of people still played 3.5.
Right.
And then 5th edition came out. Pretty much everybody transferred to 5th edition because it's just that much easier. It's a lot.
Yeah. There's like crucial updates to classes. And
Yeah. So I honestly just think it's a lot simpler, and it's nice to be. It's a lot easier to look at, definitely. Like, cause
for sure.
In Pathfinder in 3.5, you had a set of skills, and then you could level up a skill and give it more points. But like, so like you'd roll something, you'd be like, oh, I get plus 10 from this, but then I get plus 5 from this, and then I get plus 2 from this, and like it's a lot of trying to find what. Whereas D&D is like, we're taking out all those bonuses. We're going to give you advantage or disadvantage.
Right.
Where it's like, instead of giving you an extra plus 2, it's going to say we're going to give you advantage, where you can roll 2 d20s and take the higher of the 2.
Okay.
Which I think is a lot better, instead of like giving you a whole bunch of bonuses to something.
Gotcha.
Right. Or I feel like it's a lot more random that way, because then you can't roll like a 2 and still like do really well because you have plus 20 or something to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of dumbed everything down. Yeah, so I can't remember why I went into this, but
I can't remember either.
well, I was telling you about what you guys have access to. That's right.
Yeah,
So you can use the Unearthed Arcana, you can use Xanathar's Guide, you can use Vol's Guide, and then the Player's Handbook, and we'll be on our way pretty much from there. And the world is cool. I'm excited about the world.
Yeah.
What kind of a character do you want to play?
Well, so we talked about this a little bit during the break in the segments.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings Online, which is an MMO I hold near and dear to my heart, has a class called the Lore Master. Now, the Lore Master, their role is called crowd control, which is in a fight they can sort of stun and root, which means like you hold an enemy in their place.
Yeah.
And they have skills and spells that can like daze an enemy for a certain amount of time, hold an enemy in their place. And so what that allows you to do is like during a big fight, if you're like playing with other players, like during a big fight with maybe 10 enemies or something like that, you can daze an enemy, root an enemy, stun another enemy. And so then by the time you're done using all your spells, that group of 10 enemies you need to fight actually is more like 4 or 5 enemies you need to fight, and then you can pick and you can sort of choose which one next you want to go with, and they sort of just control the battlefield. They make it a lot easier. Hey, buddy. So that's the sort of class I think I want to play this time around in D&D. Sort of like crowd control, manage the battlefield, make it easier for us to take down one enemy at a time, instead of having like waves and waves of enemies come at us.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's definitely doable. We'll look into it because I think that druids do a lot of stuff like that.
Okay,
and
cool.
wizards have a ton of spells that you can
Yeah.
look over. Same thing with sorcerers. Like,
Mhm.
I'm sure there's even a sorcerer bloodline that plays into that kind of thing.
All right, cool.
Where, yeah, I'm sure like in Xanathar's guide, there's a storm sorcerer where I'm sure you can do a lot of things to knock enemies down and do stuff. And D&D gives you a lot of extra perks where it's like if an enemy is knocked prone or something and you go up and you hit them with your sword, that's an auto crit.
Yeah.
Like you
okay.
automatically crit.
Awesome.
Yeah, so like there's a bunch of really cool stuff like that. And each sort of movement impairment gives you certain bonuses where like like if somebody's
and
totally
stuff
stunned or something, you auto hit. You just walk up to them and you hit them.
All right, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
If I can make a character who just like, and then Eric can take full advantage of those things.
Yeah,
and
it would be
that
a lot
would
of
really
it would be a
cool.
lot of fun. All right, well we'll continue to talk about this after beer number 6.
Yeah, I have to go move my car.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Welcome back. We're going to get into our last beer here, last but not yeast, and then Mike is, or not then, but now Mike is going to show us our 6th beer.
Yeah. So you remember the Evil Twin half and half beer that we had a couple episodes ago?
Not really.
Last time I bought
Was it
beer
creamy?
for an episode.
Okay.
It was the half and half, the lemonade and iced tea
yeah,
IPA.
I liked it a lot.
This is a pink lemonade IPA by Evil Twin.
Ooh, that's interesting.
India Pale Ale with lemon and raspberry added.
IPA was
7% alcohol.
raspberry. All right, I think I'll like this. I like raspberry.
I'm pretty certain I'm gonna like this.
Mhm.
I think my ice packs are leaking.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Or it's not condensation, is it?
No. That's not pink.
No, I'm disappointed.
I was
Throw
expecting
away.
it to look like a pink lemonade.
Me too. Let's write to them. Be like, this isn't pink.
It smells like an IPA. All right.
Number 6.
Beer number 6.
Do I have sediment?
Just smells like an IPA.
Yeah. I have some sediment.
Yeah. Whoa. That doesn't taste like an IPA
Not
at all.
at all. I'm not sure I like it though.
It kind of tastes bland.
Getting a bland.
I barely
chalky
taste
taste.
anything really.
I taste like some kind of obscure fruit, maybe.
I'm getting very slight hoppy.
I'm not getting any hoppy. I'm getting like a slightly tart fruit.
Directly on the front. I'm getting very slight hoppy. But that's the only thing that I'm getting.
All
It's
right.
and a very slight hoppy and a very slight sweetness. They're both extremely small though.
I get some kind of vague sweetness on the front, and on the back, I get maybe a hint of raspberry. Never any IPA whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm getting the same, but just like add a little bit of like the bitterness from an IPA right on the front
Okay.
with the raspberry,
I
with the
Let me make sure one more
Lemon.
time. No IPA whatsoever.
really.
Mm-hmm.
It
I had-
honestly just tastes kind of bland to me.
If you told me this was like a fruity wheat beer, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I wouldn't.
I feel like it
wouldn't
doesn't
be
even
like,
taste
no,
like
Mike,
that.
this is an IPA.
I don't even think it tastes like that. I think it just tastes very
Maybe
bland.
more like an ale.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a just straight up fruit ale.
yeah.
Yeah, not an IPA. Not.
I wouldn't insult a fruit wheat beer like that.
Okay, that's fair.
I got a little bit of taste there.
I'm
I don't know.
definitely. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
All right. Well, yeah.
that was something.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, Eric was here for a hot moment. We didn't
Yeah.
quite figure out what he wanted to do. But,
Then he went with his girlfriend.
Yeah, he went with his lady friend. But I mean, like I don't mind talking about. We were looking into druids for you a little
Yeah.
bit between
And
segments.
some of the spells you were talking about were exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, a lot of those you can find on wizards too.
Yeah, but
So or sorcerers.
I like
'cause-
the idea of a druid though too.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about what you really want. The idea of druid and druids are nice, but they're not necessarily easy. I don't think.
Okay.
Because based on whatever we pretty much have to have on hand, which we do. We get the monsters manual, but I will keep tabs of whatever you like transforming into the most.
Okay.
So like I don't know, because like you get pretty free range. You can like because you can transform into whatever monster I think you've seen.
Oh wow.
That you of a certain combat level or
Okay.
combat rating.
Well, that's something you could control too,
Right.
as dungeon master.
It'll say like you can transform into a creature CR1 or something like that. And then it's pretty much will limit it to what have you seen.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like we'll have to go to your backstory and like what you possibly could have seen then. And I mean, like it's not that it'll really matter. I think they do also give you a small list of things
Okay.
that you can transform into. It's just trying to keep tabs on it in the book and making sure that we can find it. And because pretty much when you transform into that, you get the stats of that thing and the health of that thing. And then when the health of that thing ends, you go back to your normal self.
Oh wow. So that's quite a bit.
Depends.
Okay.
Mainly because like I think like a CR1 monster can have like 12, 15 health or something
Oh,
like
so
that.
not a
Maybe
whole
maybe
lot.
20.
Okay.
But I mean like that's something you get early.
Yeah.
But even then that's 20 free points of damage and
Yeah. I
And-
think I want to commit to a druid. I like that.
Yeah?
I like that a lot.
Okay.
In World of Warcraft, my first character was a druid, and I just loved playing it.
Yeah, we'll look into the Unearthed Arcana stuff and see if we can find anything that fits.
Sure.
That's not I don't want to say boring, but not in the player's handbook because
Right.
I think that all the things in the player's handbook are just kind of like not as much as it could be really. Like I feel like there could be more options. They don't really offer a whole lot in the which I think is good. I think it's great for people who are new and everything else like that where it's like a new player wouldn't want to have all these options to overwhelm them. They want to have like for the druid you have 2 circle options. But like for somebody who kind of has played the game before like you and you know wants a little more to look at,
Yeah.
like I feel like we can find something else.
All right. Cool.
And it'll be fun. So if we have you as a druid, that means that we don't necessarily because a druid you can play as sort of a melee character.
Yeah, I could be sort of a fighter and sort of a spellcaster at the same time.
Yeah.
Eric's probably going to go as a cleric.
Oh yeah. You think
Well,
so?
I don't know. Do you
Eric-
think so?
I
You've
think Eric
played
would
with
be
him
a
more.
paladin because he's played a paladin before that he really
Sort of
really
that-
likes.
Yeah, similar type.
Yeah.
Yeah, melee spellcaster.
And I like catering to paladins with critical hits.
Okay.
And paladins with crit hits are very dangerous if you're a normal DM. If you're a strict DM, you probably won't give them all the benefits of a critical hit because normally when a critical hit hits, you can double every point of damage that's dealt there. And paladins have this thing that they can activate after they deal damage. So it's like they find out they get a crit hit, then they're like, yeah, I'm going to make this a smite. And just do a ton of damage. So, yeah. I mean, like, Eric played a paladin last time we played. He likes playing paladins, so...
Yeah, that's
He's-
really what I meant. as a
He might
paladin.
go with that. He might go with a ranger. He might... I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I'll talk to him about it next time I get the chance to.
So, in...
Maybe I'll text him.
Okay. I want to pick your brain about something.
Okay.
In World of Warcraft, a druid could turn into a bear, and then they sort of had some tanking ability. Is there any sort of when a druid turns in Dungeons and Dragons, shapeshifts into another sort of monster? Is there any sort of that thing going on where like they take on some of the? Okay, so like if like, is it straight up like druid turns into a bear, druid now has like a ton of armor sort of thing?
You take on all physical abilities of that animal.
Okay, and that's probably written down in the handbook.
If
or
you
in
could turn
Monster
into
Manual.
if you can turn into a dragon, which you could eventually, you
Mhm.
could turn into like a wormling or like
Okay.
an adult dragon
And then
eventually.
do I like inherit skills from them?
Oh, yeah.
Like, do those things
You
have
turn
skills and
into
then I
that
get
thing in the
them?
monster manual. Your character is now that part of the monster manual.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Screw the crowd control thing. I want to do that. That's
You'll
too
get
cool.
to do that even with the crowd
All right,
control
good.
stuff.
Good.
So you can crowd control a whole bunch of people and then turn into a wolf and run in and
Sweet.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like that a lot. Awesome.
Hang on, I'm just texting Eric if he has any ideas on the class.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, druids are cool. I haven't personally played with any druids. I
Okay.
literally, I think I've played with one, and I did like 2 sessions, and that was somebody else
Okay.
playing it. Like, so like I just kind of like experienced a druid for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to.
I could also be totally wrong about druids, so like we'll have to look into it and
Yeah, sure.
make sure that everything that I've said is correct, which I think it is. But, yeah, I think druids are cool, and I like that you want to play one because
Yeah.
that's a kind of character I haven't experienced.
It's
much of.
it's a really unique class.
Yeah, yeah,
Because everything else is either melee or spells, and a druid is like, just seems to me, maybe not to you. You've played a lot more than I have, but to me, a druid just seems like so far
it is
unique.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing about like all the other classes is that like there's so many different things you can do with them. Whereas like a druid, you're pretty much. I think that a druid is like so out there that you're kind of confined to like what a druid can do.
Okay.
Whereas like you could play a fighter a totally different way than some other fighter.
That's true.
And like
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely could play a druid definitely way different than another druid.
Yeah.
But there's no like there's no sense of like this fighter can use spells and this fighter can't. Like
Right.
like there's a definite like sort of like a sameness to it where it's like any druid could be different but totally the same at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm excited to try to find a way to fit a druid into the world of everything like that because like
Maybe he like grew up on the ground.
yeah
And, like
yeah so like
knows a lot of these wild animals and stuff, and like
yeah.
yeah.
You could have like
Shares,
been on a
like,
farmland or
something with
something because like
Yeah.
between all of the chaotic wildness of the ground there's farmlands and there's small cities.
Yeah.
Like you could have been anywhere down there.
Yep.
And then just found yourself up in the sky because you wanted to get away from it all. And then you found this traveling companion that, you know, is whatever Eric is. And, yeah, and just, you know, he just figures it out and you guys are together and then you decide to take a trip over to another island. And
Yeah.
you're
right.
out
See what's going on there.
you're out above the water or something and yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Cool.
I'm excited to start this because
Me too.
I like the idea of you guys starting in like combat sort
Yeah.
of.
Be very cool.
Like you're gonna be on a ship and you're just gonna be like, hey, this thing's coming to attack you. And
Yeah.
like I'm a big fan of these kind of stories of like kind of streamlined but not super. Where it's like you guys have freedom to whatever you want to do, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
do something to keep you sort of keep the eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
Where
okay.
it's like you guys have all this freedom of the whole world, but your idea is right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where
Alright.
yeah, it doesn't matter where you guys go, but you can still do this thing that you want to do.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm really pumped.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it.
All right.
Alrighty.
We will be back with our
close-ups.
closing.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. All right. All right, listeners and watchers and people, welcome back. We're going to get into our closeout, pick our favorite and of the
man.
night, and maybe an honorable mention.
I didn't even think about it, but I think I've got an idea.
I think I need to look through them a little bit because I've kind of forgotten. What
I'm
we
between
did.
two.
I am also between two.
Okay.
So, Mike, tell me which two you're between.
I'm between this one
Oh, so we are not in between the same two.
and this one.
Okay.
Definitely this one more.
Okay.
I think this one takes the cake for me.
I am
So I'm gonna
between
set this one back.
this one, so we agree on one, and this one.
The basil cranberry?
Yes.
Nice. All right,
Um,
all right. I think that one takes the cake for me.
I think it does too,
Yeah.
because a lot of these were really, really sweet.
Yes. Yes.
And this one was a very good balance of sweet and sour. Or
That
not,
wasn't
not
much of-
even
yeah,
sour.
it was just
Never
a
mind.
balance between, like, it wasn't too overly sweet, but it's
Sweet
still,
and beery.
yeah, not super beery though. Like it tasted
Yeah.
like a beer, but it was like
Right.
easy to drink.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say sour. What I meant to say was
Yeah.
like beery. Because a lot of these were just sweet. Like
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
trace of alcohol whatsoever.
The cider one was definitely very sweet,
Yes.
and yeah, this one was definitely
like
sweet.
really no trace of alcohol. But this one had a very good beer taste with it, a light beer taste along with fruit.
Yeah,
And that's what we
Yeah.
like.
It was a very
Um,
light taste all around, but it was prominent. Whereas this,
Yeah.
the Evil Twin that we have here is just a light taste
Mm-hmm.
in general.
Yeah, so the Pasture Street Brewing Company, Passion Fruit Wheat, is
Yeah.
going to take the cake.
That is I think that's a buy again for me. I would get a six.
I think
pack
I
of
would
that.
too.
Yeah, very good. All right, well,
So remember
yeah.
to leave us a comment on our YouTube video if you want to
Yeah.
recommend a topic or
Like and
have a beer in mind.
subscribe.
We'll try our best to get it. Yep, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah,
We are at WIWB Podcast pretty much everywhere.
yeah.
And that'll be it for us tonight.
All right. Well, thank you for coming and watching.
Okay. Ready when you are.
Yeah, move. Oh. Welcome back. We are going to go into beer number 5 and my topic that I don't know what it is.
Oh, shit.